In the vast and shadowy forests of Eastern Europe, tales have long been told of a mysterious woodland spirit known as the Leshy. While the Leshy originates in Slavic mythology, not Norse, its traits and thematic role in folklore share uncanny similarities with creatures from Norse and Germanic traditions, such as forest giants, jötnar, trolls, and landvættir, land spirits. A guardian of the wilderness, a trickster, a punisher of the disrespectful. Leshy is both revered and feared, a symbol of nature's untamed power and unpredictability. The Leshy in Russian, is typically described as a humanoid figure, tall as the trees, with glowing eyes, moss-covered hair, and bark-like skin. At will, the Leshy can shrink to the size of a blade of grass or grow to towering heights, camouflaging himself perfectly within the forest. Sometimes he appears with horns, hooves, or even multiple faces, emphasizing his connection to the primal and the otherworldly. Much like the Norse trolls and giants, the Leshy blurs the line between man and nature, both protector and predator, capable of kindness or cruelty depending on how he is approached. One of the most defining traits of the Leshy is his role as guardian of the forest. In Slavic folklore, he rules over animals, plants, and the balance of life in the woods. Hunters and travelers who show respect by offering bread, salt, or small tokens may receive safe passage or even good fortune in the hunt. But those who mock the forest, waste resources, or disrespect the balance of nature may find themselves hopelessly lost, toyed with, or worse. This echoes Norse beliefs in land spirits and elves, who, if angered, would bring misfortune to farmers and travelers alike. Unlike the more explicitly malevolent beings like the Norse draugr or frost giants, the Leshy is morally ambivalent. He is not evil, but wild and ancient, guided by the laws of the natural world rather than human codes of right and wrong. In this way, he mirrors the Norse conception of Yggdrasil, the world tree, and its denizens, beings of immense power tied not to human morality, but to deeper cosmic cycles. In some stories, the Leshy is said to lure people deep into the woods, causing them to wander in circles until exhaustion sets in. He may imitate familiar voices, rearrange forest paths, or shapeshift into animals or friends to mislead intruders. These tricks are not necessarily malicious. They are lessons in humility. In ancient times, when forests covered much of Europe, the Leshy was a reminder of man's vulnerability in the face of the wild. In Norse culture, similar ideas are conveyed through tales of forest trolls, holdufolk, hidden people, and spirits of the land who test the worth and intentions of human visitors. The Leshy is also sometimes accompanied by a Leshachika, a female counterpart, and their offspring, the Leshanki, who are often mischievous or helpful, depending on the tale. This familial structure finds echoes in Norse mythology through giant clans, where beings like Farbauti, Angerboda, and their children, Loki, Fenrir, Hel, represent chaotic but essential aspects of the universe. Both mythologies explore the idea that nature is not singular or monolithic, but a web of relationships, some benevolent, others dangerous. Interestingly, in Slavic peasant folklore, humans could sometimes befriend or even trick the Leshy. Cleverness, respect, or the help of a village wise woman might secure protection from the Leshy's pranks. These interactions parallel Norse sagas, where gods and mortals use wit to outsmart or appease giants and trolls. It's this shared human theme, using wisdom to survive the wild, that connects these mythologies across borders and cultures. With the spread of Christianity and modern deforestation, belief in the Leshy waned, but folklore kept him alive. In the 20th and 21st centuries, the Leshy reemerged in literature, fantasy novels, horror films, and video games. From Slavic pagan revival groups to fans of the Witcher series, the Leshy has become a symbol of deep ecological awareness, a personification of the old forests that once blanketed Europe and the spirits who guarded them. In Norse-adjacent fantasy settings, such as those found in Tolkien's work or Norse-inspired RPGs, one can trace the influence of Leshy-like beings. Whether he is called a forest spirit, an ent, a warden, or a giant, the Leshy archetype endures, as ancient as the trees themselves. Ultimately, the Leshy is more than a monster or guardian. He is a mythic metaphor for nature's power, a being whose presence reminds humans to tread lightly, respect the wilderness, and acknowledge that the world beyond the hearth is not ours to command. As climate change and deforestation threaten the last wild places on Earth, the Leshy becomes more relevant than ever, not just as a figure of folklore, but as a symbol of the sacred and unknowable wilderness we once feared and revered.